Hey there, how's it going? davidinark here with another video in the continuing saga of the 2013 Mac Pro, aka trash can, as it is commonly referred to. In the last video, we upgraded the RAM, so it's got 64 gigs of RAM. And in this video, I'm not going to show every step of the way, but what I'm going to kind of highlight upgrading the CPU in the system, basically up to the most, I'm going to say most powerful version of the CPU available, the E5 2697. Now, I say it's more powerful. It's the most powerful. It runs at 2.7 gigahertz versus 3, but it's got more cores and threads, and that's what's important for, well, mostly BeamNG, but it's important for a lot of applications as well, not just the raw speed, but how many threads and cores that we're talking about. So I found a video online. It is excellent. I'll have a link to it down in the description below. Walks you through the entire breakdown process and the build back process. And I have to say, it helped immensely. I watched it a couple of times to get a feel for things. And then during my disassembly and reassembly, there were a couple of things that I kind of got stuck on, but I just referred back to the video and I instantly was able to get around whatever issues I was running into. So a lot of fun, very, very cool. So essentially, it involves taking apart this particular cylindrical Mac. And I have to say, man, Apple really did some cool things in order to make all of this work together. Is it a pain in the butt to work on from a tech perspective? Yeah, kind of, but also a lot of the stuff just fits and it comes together and comes apart pretty easily. And just, again, if you take your time and you pay attention, I had someone, after I had posted this online, posted a picture of what I had done online. Somebody had commented that they said, oh, man, would that take like 4 hours? Here's the thing. It took me, I'm going to say 45 minutes, and I can almost guarantee it wasn't even that long doing the entire process. Now, again, I did my homework ahead of time. I didn't go in blind, but still a whole lot of fun just getting in there and pulling it apart, taking the pieces and figuring out the puzzle that they are inside this unit, and then swapping out the CPU, putting on some new thermal paste, which honestly, even the old processor could have used with some new paste. I mean, it is from 2013, so, there is that. But at the end of the day, got the whole thing back together again and fired it up, and of course, played some BeamNG drive. So what I'm going to do is turn it over to the BeamNG drive side of things, and you'll see some gameplay. Notice in the upper right-hand corner, the frame rates, which actually were kind of surprising to me. I was consistently hitting 30 with no problem at all, and most of the time by myself, depending on the map. And when I say by myself, I mean I'm playing solo, no AI cars or anything. I was getting 60 plus frames. Now, granted, yes, the graphics are all set to low. And there's no shadows, et cetera, but still very, very playable. The one thing I did not do, and I regret it, and maybe we'll do this in a future video, I did not install Crysis. Will it play Crysis? Because that is really the number one question. But in the meantime, had a lot of fun playing in BeamNG. And then even when I fired up the AI and drove around with police AI, it took quite a while for the AI cars to spawn in. But once they were in, yes, you're talking, 15 to 25 frames per second. We're talking about old CPUs. We're talking about old video systems. But still, the fact that it could play on this trash can Mac is absolutely phenomenal. And then I even did one of the scenarios where we hunt down a delivery truck, and this This did not go well. Nothing to do with the computer. This is all operator error, just me being goofy and I don't know, just having fun with it. But anyway, so did a little bit of that and just some messing around, just some playing around. But the system recognized the processor with no problem. Of course, it recognized the 64 gigs from the last time. And pretty much this is about all you can do with this Mac Pro as it is. Now, I know there are some folks out there that have managed to hook up an external PCIe card and, you know, supposedly enhance the video. I don't know how well that's worked for them. I mean, I kind of saw videos. It wasn't great, but you know, as far as in the box, you can bump it up to 128 gigs of memory, but everything that I have seen about doing that, there's something about the way the memory is channeled that actually 64 gigs seems to be the sweet spot. So I don't plan on going above the 64. I've already done the CPU. There is one more thing. One more thing would be storage. It's got a 256 gig M2 type SSD. It's got a weird Mac only interface because, you know, it's Mac. And so I looked at prices for bumping it up to a terabyte, and it's over $100. I just can't see spending that on a machine from 2013. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being silly, but I just can't see spending $100 just to get more storage. I don't know. I was able to find a 512 gig, which would double my amount of space, and they were about $35 to $40. So that seems a little bit more reasonable, I guess. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. In the meantime, this was a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed getting my hands into the machine and taking it apart, swapping out the CPU, putting it all back together and watching it run. Just a whole lot of fun. And just, I don't know, it's not something that I get to do much, definitely not in my current role at work. But just even in general, as a tech person, you know, I've got 30 years, well, more than 30 years of experience in technology. And I don't know. I miss it a lot. So anytime I can get my hands dirty, I'm all for it. So anyhow, there you go. So I hope you enjoyed the video, enjoy the BeamNG, and got any questions, problems, suggestions, horror stories, feel free to leave those down in the comment section below. I'm davidinark. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.